Well, this afternoon on The Pulse, academic activities will further delay across university campuses as lecturers await further directives from their lawyers on a court ruling asking UTAG to call off their strike. Journey's checks reveal that there's been no show for 6 consecutive weeks, with many students opting for peer studies. My colleague Manuel Kranting has been monitoring activities at the University of Ghana, and he joins me in studio to give us a breakdown of all that transpired since morning after we heard of the latest development. Manuel, so it's good to be talking to you at this point. You have been on campus assessing what it is that is happening in terms of academic activities, but it appears that there's been no show at all on campus. Tell us about that.
You're absolutely right, Blessed. No show on campus. In fact, as I visited the University of Ghana campus, a lot of the lecture halls, you had the desks, the tables and chairs gathering dust because they've been under lock and key for about 6 weeks now. This is indeed not the very first time that something of the sort is happening. We know that in 2021, a similar situation happened. It had to take the National Labour Commission going to court to secure a similar injunction to force the lecturers back into the class. Here's a catch though. They actually did not go back to class. It had to take a contempt of court judgment which fined the lecturers, and then a decision by the National Labour Commission to opt for an out-of-court settlement to get the lecturers back into the classroom.
So that was the point at which a grace period was given to NLC and government to deal with the matter.
On the same demands that are being made now. Not so much of progress has been made, according to the lecturers. They say that the government has not committed to any substantial consideration towards them, and so they are not going to go to class. Yesterday, as you just said, the National Labour Commission secured that injunction order from the Labour Division of the Accra High Court. But that doesn't seem to have kicked in just yet, as we visited the campus. A lot of the students who indeed hoped to have seen their lecturers in class this morning were disappointed. They had to now opt for private studies and so on and so forth. We can listen to some of them.
I came to have my private studies. Okay. Yes, that's why I came here.
But are you aware that your lecturers, for instance, were supposed to have come to class today?
Yes, I heard about that yesterday, and I also came here. I didn't see anything about that, whether they have called off the strike or not. I didn't see any lectures going on.
But what was your expectation?
I was expecting that they will follow the court orders so that they will come back to lectures hall so that we too enjoy the lectures. Yes.
As a level 100 student, you are even yet to have your very first lecture, properly speaking, in the university. This must be quite devastating for you.
Yes, please. And it's just our first time, and we don't even know like what we have to do. Like, even we don't have any handouts to start doing our own studies. So we are just stranded. Yes, we are just stranded.
So you want your lecturers, am I hearing you say you want your lecturers to listen to the court and return to class today?
Yes, per my candid opinion, they should. We are ready to learn. Yes, and where we are from it's far. So
where are you from?
I'm from Bole, so it's far. So
Bole what? Bole
Bamboy.
Okay.
Yes, so where we are now is far. So I'm afraid if I'm going back and they say they have called it the strike off again, so I'll be coming back here. So that's why I'm still here. Yes. Other than that, I will have been at home.
Okay. Thank you very much. And so just one of the students there, and I'm just catching up with a couple more. What's your name?
My name is Angela Osun.
I see you working, I don't know what, maths or what have you, but you were expecting to see your lecturers today in class?
Oh yes, I was expecting, per the court ruling yesterday, I was expecting them to call off the strike today, but then we came here and there are no lecturers, so I was just doing my personal studies.
And this is what you've been doing the entire, 6 weeks or so?
Yes, that's what I've been doing, so that when school resumes, I will be able to catch up. Yeah.
And so now that they are not coming, what are you taking away? Are you going to go home, or are you going to go back to your hall?
For now, I think I'll just be on campus and have my personal study, because if I go home, my parents will bombard me with errands, so I don't want to go. So I'll be on campus and have my personal studies.
So you're escaping errands. But are you hoping that even though they are not in class today, they'll come, soon?
Yes, because as student and as a final year student, I'm expecting that this strike is going to be over, because even per the court ruling, when they come back, it's going to really, I don't know how the university is going to structure our academic calendar, because we're expecting to have 11 weeks and we've already spent 5 weeks out of class, and it's really going to affect some of us, especially the final year students.
All indications in the media yesterday, I knew the lectures will not be on campus, but see for yourself. So that's why I'm here. And I saw some friends, so we're just talking.
This is it disappointing to you, or you are in support of your lecturer's decision not to come to the class?
I really want my lecturers back to class, but knowing that when they return to class after a few weeks, they may also, go back. I feel like they should just be on strike and get all their issues resolved. Then they can come to us. They will be ready for them.
Well, so you had some students there on campus. Fortunately, Manuel is not gone. So there's one more issue that we need to find out. After the announcement was made, obviously some lecturers should be concerned and show up on campus. Have you made any checks to some of the officers to find out if indeed we had some lecturers showing up at least on campus?
Well, for the University of Ghana's makeup, you have quite a number of residential facilities which are occupied by the lecturers, and so most of them are resident on campus. However, we're told that they are consulting their legal counsel to the end of deciding whether or not to return to class. As we're told, they have a 7-day window within which they are to actually obliged by this particular directive from the Accra High Court.
We'll wait and see what then happens on campus. Manuel Quentin joining us there after his tour of the University of Ghana. Let's give you a picture of what's happening in the central region. Richard Kojo Nyako has been interacting with the president of the University of Cape Coast chapter of UTAG, Dr. Samuel Bet Kusi. Well, let's first of all find out from Richard what exactly has been transpiring during that meeting with the local chapter of UTAG. Richard, welcome to the program. So what more can you tell us about, first of all, the mood on campus, and what more are you gathering from the lecturers?
So I can tell you that the students were excited upon hearing that there was a court order ordering the university lecturers to go back to the classroom. So they were excited. So they were hoping this morning, when some of them came around, that the university lecturers would be in the classroom to start lectures. But then again, they had conversations about the consulting their legal teams to know exactly the direction in which they should take. And I should tell you that the University of Cape Coast campus, not all of them are here. From what has been happening, so a lot of them have gone home. Others have not even come at all. They are waiting that an announcement will be made that the university lecturers have indeed called off the strike, so they come back to campus. And so there is a mixed reaction actually. On one leg of the reaction, they say that they want to be lectured by their lecturers. They want to see their lecturers in the classroom. On the other leg, they say that the university lecturers have also been treated unfairly, and so they want their issues resolved, so that when they come to the classroom or they get to the lecture theaters, they will come with a full vim, being satisfied that they are back fully and there would not be issues. So these are some of the things that have been happening. We have been having some interaction with the president of the University of Cape Coast, UTAG, Dr. Samuel Bet Kusi, and he has these words.
And just before we listen to that, what have they been saying, first of all, about the decision of the court? Because the expectation is that at least all lecturers will comply with that directive. How about that?
Well, so they also know that there is a window that once an order is given, it compels them to go back to the classroom. But they have also heard the lecturers saying that they are consulting with their legal team, and so they are waiting for them. Whenever they would be ready, they say they are also lurking around on campus, and they will get back to the classroom for academic activities to start. But they were feeling that once the order has come, the lecturers would comply after reading, or when they were in court themselves, they would comply, convene an emergency meeting, comply with the orders of the court, and then get back to the classroom. But once their lecturers are saying that they need to consult their legal team, they are hoping that their legal team will advise them accordingly to stick to the orders of the court.
I'll take a listen.
I do not disagree with you on this call at all. I do not disagree with you. But the point is that, I mean, it is also important that, I mean, we have a legal team in place. And therefore, it's important that we listen to what their I mean, the direction they have. But other than that, it is clear. I mean, the judge has spoken, and I don't think that it will be proper for anybody to disrespect the orders of the court or to disrespect the orders of the judge. It is clear. But then, again, in carrying out that function, which is clear, it is also proper that the right thing is done. That, I mean, you look at all the issues that there are, and of course, what exactly the judge, I mean, ordered, and then we move it from there. I do not think that also it's just stretching the matter. No, not at all. It's important that we don't just presume that these are the specific orders. So we need to look at what are the specific orders that came in, and then you carry it from there. I don't think that anybody wants to stretch this matter. I have said in the past that litigation is not the way to go. At the end of the day, whatever we are doing is about conditions of service. So if you're going to spend all your time in court and not touching the substantive matter, then we are not moving. We are not moving on. I mean, that is not what our members want. But of course, we were not the first people to even head to court. It's the NLC that took us to court. So let's follow the advice of the legal team, and then we'll move it from there. So you have said this before, you didn't honor your part of the bargain, so now trust is a bit difficult. But beyond that, I think that the employer should take the condition of service matter critical, and then invite the union to sit and discuss these matters in a very open and transparent manner, a very frank manner, and try to resolve that issue, because it affects morale. Right. We don't want a situation where people go back and then they are even not effective at what they are doing. It affects morale. So once there is that goodwill and that assurances that your conditions, something ought to be done about it, I think that it's something that all of us need to rally around the table and get this resolved within the shortest possible time.
Let's gauge the mood in the Volta region as well. My colleague Ivy Setoji has been monitoring events for us. Ivy, did the lecturers show up at any of the universities you visited?
Yes, some did. Some did not. According to what we saw, some of the lecturers were able to go to campuses as to see what was happening. But students, we spoke to the view that they're happy about the course order, but they want the lecturers to come back fully and work, because according to them, they are not seeing a lot of more like lecturers coming into classes for as they expected. But some of the lecturers, yes, they were able to show up.
And what about the students? What reaction are you getting from the students as well?
They want their lecturers to come back fully, to respect the course orders and come back fully on campus so they can continue with their academics, because according to them, they have lost a lot already and they are not willing to lose again. So they are pleading with their lecturers to fully come back and do what they have to do.
Ivy Setoji giving us the very latest from the Volta region. What we know now is that the leadership of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, is currently locked up in a crunch meeting to decide on their next move, and we'll be sure to bring you some updates as and when we have it. But joining us now is the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission of Osuasama, who's on Zoom with us. We also have the ranking member on the Education Committee, Peter Nochu-Koto, is joining us this afternoon. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. So let me start off with you, first of all, Mr. Nochu-Koto. I'm sure that in Parliament, all of these happenings have got into your committee. Exactly what steps are you taking now to avert this deadlock? It appears that government has made strides to engage UTAG. That hasn't been working for quite some time now. We seem to be having a challenge with the audio to Peter Nochu-Koto. Obviously, there's a need for us to also hear from the Tertiary Council as well. They'll be joining us shortly to share their thoughts as well. But let's try one more time and see if we could reconnect the lines to Peter Nochu-Koto and then Ofosu Asamoah, who's with the National Labour Commission. Mr. Ofosu Asamoah, if you can hear me now. Here we are, and we know that obviously the NLC was elated yesterday when the court decided that it was going to injunct the strike of these teachers. What's your reaction to the decision of the lecturers not to return to the classrooms? So let's go to the ranking member on the Education Committee, Peter Nochu-Koto.
Yeah, thank you very much. As I was saying, the committee is scheduled to meet with
yes, go ahead, sir. We can hear you loud and clear.
Lecturers tomorrow at 11 a.m. to deliberate with them.
Yes, we're with you. So just make the point, Mr. Nochu-Koto. The network is not favorable at this point. Let's try one more time and see if we could reconnect to Peter Nochu-Koto, who was making a point there about what it is that the Parliamentary Committee on Education will be making to intervene and avert this deadlock that we're seeing. The lecturers obviously are not willing to return to the lecture halls. As we speak now, UTAG is holding a crunch meeting on this matter, waiting also on their lawyers to find out what the final decision will be on this matter. Earlier, we brought you a reaction from students raising concerns about how for close to 6 weeks, nothing has happened on campus in relation to academic activities. Let's see if Peter Nochu-Koto is back now. If you can hear me now, sir, I was asking the question about what intervention it is, a concrete one that we're going to see from Parliament going forward. Okay, so we'll get back to all of this for you shortly. Thanks for staying with us here on The Pulse. But